let's shift our focus on this breaking news that's coming in, because from death row to arriving back in India, it's a huge diplomatic win for India, because Qatar has released 8 Indian Navy veterans, out of which 7 officials have already arrived in the country. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs announced the release of 8 ex-Indian Navy veterans who were initially sentenced to death in Qatar. The capital punishment was later converted to prolonged prison terms through diplomatic interventions by the MEA. Now, the Indian government has also expressed gratitude for the release of 8 nationals working for Dohra Global in Qatar, with 7 of them having already returned to India. Now, the Ministry of External Affairs has acknowledged and appreciated the decision made by the Amir of State of Qatar, facilitating the release and also return of these individuals. Now, let's talk about the fervent appeals that were made from the anxious families of the Navy veterans for their release and safe return to India. The Ministry of External Affairs assured to utilize all diplomatic channels and provide a legal assistance. And as of Monday, which is today, 7 of the 8 ex-Navy officers have already returned to India. This was confirmed by a statement by the MEA. Well, remember, viewers, it was just recently that 8 of these ex-Navy personnel were awarded the death row in Qatar, but the MEA intervened and converted that death row into prolonged prison term. And after a huge legal battle, it is a big win for Team India. Let's talk about what exactly happened, and let's talk about the events running up to this historic day. To give us more insight, we have Shivani joining us on the phone line. Good morning, Shivani. It's a huge diplomatic win for India, as 7 out of the 8 Indian Navy veterans have finally returned to their soil.
See, this is not only a big diplomatic win, but a huge relief for the families of these veterans of Navy who were stuck and who were sentenced to death in Qatar. And this is the latest development that they are already released. There are no charges pending against them. The Amir of Qatar has decided to release these Indian nationals, the Indian Navy veterans. And out of these 8, 7 are already back in India at their respective homes. And another senior Navy veteran, he will be returning soon to India. So this is a big relief, and this is definitely a diplomatic relief, because you remember in the month of October, then when this was decided that these 8 veterans of the Indian Navy will be sentenced to death, through the diplomatic channels, the MEA had been working. It was in contact with these family members also, and they were giving all necessary legal help to the families. So this is a big win, where the Qatar's Amir has decided to now release these 8 personnel of the Indian Navy, who are veterans of Indian Navy, and they were working for a private shipping company in Qatar.
Right, Shivani, many thanks for joining us with all those details. Well, viewers, the MEA has finally come through, and this is not just a diplomatic win, but also a major relief for the members of the families of these 8 ex-Navy personnel. With that,